Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Very wonderful to see you all. As per usual, the YouTube chat didn't want to sync up on time, so let me go see who's here. Nissan, Leonardo, Metal Chick, J-Rod, Fenrir, Kaz, Tactical, T1, so Rogue, Gwen. How we doing, everybody? Chris, Postman, good morning, guys. Now I can switch to the other screen because it finally synced up. Grim, what's up? I know, I remember you said you can't hang out. No worries, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Espresso, hello. Matthias, how you doing today? Sith, Kozik, Notorious, Dexterity. What's up, y'all? I won't be here long, going to see Project Hail Mary in a bit. Well, I hope you enjoy, man. I liked it. Saw it a couple weeks ago. David, Irish, good morning. Captain Caveman. Blindy with the 10 stream streak. Thank you, man. Said 10 streams, eh? Haven't watched this many for a game since Destiny 1. Well, man, I appreciate you showing up each and every week. And thank you for the heads up on the Kickstarter today. I had seen some of their previous updates, but I hadn't signed up and I didn't know they were going to still be revealing stuff, so very excited for that next week. Caught you live, midnight. Hello, hello. Yeah, Chris, it's pretty good. I would also say it's a good theater movie just because of the cinematography. You know, there's some where I'm like, yeah, you can watch it at home if you want, but that one, the visuals are pretty cool to see in the intended format, you know. Great content all the time. Thank you. Irish question, why is there a lag in the entitlements when opening up a cache for textiles? I don't think I could tell you what causes it. I'm not 100% sure. I just know that sometimes it happens with slow synchronization. But I'm afraid I don't know the cause, man. I'm sorry. Hollow Point, welcome in. I'm waiting for the hoodie to come from the mail. I ordered one a couple days ago from you to love the vids. That's very kind of you, Hollow Point. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. Is it the in-game one or the Rogue Gold logo one? Obviously, I'll say both are cool, but yeah. Thank you very much for that. That's very kind. Verbose, what's up? Have zero experiences TTRPGs. I don't really either, Chris, but my plan is to either learn with that one or just have it as a nice thing on the shelf. I think I'm too big a fan just to pass it up completely. I don't know what the prices are. I don't know if they've actually even revealed that, so hopefully come Tuesday I don't show up and it's like $200. That would be something. But yeah, I don't really have that much experience with them either. What fun updates we get in this month? On Tuesday, we have a new title update. They confirmed that yesterday in a tweet that'll have fixes for various things. They moved, believe it or not, on the bug reporter, they moved Fragile Armor into planned. Meaning there's a chance Fragile Armor could get fixed come Tuesday. Or at least they try to fix it, and we'll see what happens. But that would be quite the revelation. But new title update on Tuesday. That'll bring the second classified assignments for the season. So we'll have a new mission to dive into on Tuesday. And yeah, that is kind of the next little thing to look forward to here. Show us the targeted protos. It's nothing crazy today. Petrov on Tombs, Urban Lookout on Manning, True Patriot on Bank, Breaking Point on American History, and Providence on Space Admin. It's 7 degrees. I'm freezing. Well, Scrumptious, stay warm. My friend, that is very cold. It is, I think today it's going to be a solid, like, 68 where I'm at. Can't complain too much. What's up, Harley? What's your method for solo key farming? I don't really have much of a method, to be honest with you. I just go every 10 minutes to a spawn point and fight them. I don't know if that's not really the efficient way to do it, but that's really all I do. Demarsh with a 15 stream streak said, "Look at me go." Thank you, man. I appreciate you, as you know. Notorious on the 7. We all on streak, indeed, indeed. Hyrie, what's up? Is there a release date for the survival mode? I can't wait. It was so much fun to Div 1. There is not, I'm afraid. It is pretty much the only thing that they haven't, like aside from Division 3, it's the only announced project and content that we don't really have a release window or release indication for. So we will have to wait and see. I'd imagine around 1 to 150 for the Rogue Edition. Gotcha. Well, we will see. Contractors on tombs then. Yeah, that could be the move. That could be the move. I hope they won't nerf proto drops. I would be very surprised if they did. And I think they know that that would not go over well to take away what has now already been in the game. Do you have a Discord link? Yeah, David, if you type in !Discord in the chat, it will give you a link directly to join our server. We got a lot of wonderful folk over there. What build are you using today? I've just got my kind of casual, heroic striker Eagle Bearer build on right now. Was that a Tesseract on your bag? Close enough. Dexterity, thank you so much for resubbing it. Tier 1. Said grinding to expertise 30 is a slog, but 12 away. Well, I hope you're able to get there, man. Maybe with the next update on Tuesday, they'll refresh the calendar with a new proficiency event. Help you get there quicker. But thank you so much for being a member, man. Or being a subscriber, I should say. I have to keep my terminology straight between YouTube and Twitch. Thank you very much. Kicking off a hype train as well. Why the Exodus gloves? They're pretty nice for solo play. They just are basically a get-out-of-jail-free card every 40 seconds. And they synergize pretty well with the EB to where if it pops while you have Tenacity active, you don't take any of the damage and it cancels the talent. So just some nice synergy there, plus they're nice to run solo, I think. Aren't overdogs better? For damage, yeah, they are. It'd be so awesome if survivors could compete in the extraction space against Tarkov or Marathon. Yeah, I mean, it's really all about how they plan to, like, are they building it to be something that has that kind of appeal? Are they going to market it that way? That's kind of what I wanted to try and tackle in that video yesterday, because we just don't know right now, like, how wide of a net they're casting, you know? Loki, what's going on? I've been doing escalations and key farming. Much fun? Well, I'm glad you're enjoying, dude. That's a lot of what we're going to be doing today. Gently, yes. And Fenrir just pulled up the link in the chat there. If you want to click the Stream Elements link there, that'll take you right to our server. Speaking of, let's see if we can go grab a spawn. And then I think I'm going to do priority objectives for a little bit, grab some exotic components. And we'll just kind of mull around, and then later we'll get into escalation. Radio, what's up? How you doing today? I think the next spawn's going to be a Ronin. Is that all of them? No. Any of you have keys? No. Alright. I'm glad there will be a PvE only mode for survivors. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the original had. It would have been quite the quite the choice for them to not do that here. But yeah, and I think that will give it a good amount of distinction from a lot of other competitors in the genre. Grab a hoodie IRL since I don't know how long I'll be waiting to get one in game. I know, I'm sorry. Well, I shouldn't be sorry. It's out of my control, but I do really hope that that they bring it back around at some point, and I will continue to do my best to poke and prod to see if that can happen. Matt Kane coming in with a resub. Said happy Thursday, agents. How you doing, man? Thank you very much for the support as always. And thank you guys for the hype train. Didn't know about the synergy with Tenacity. Yeah, Chameleon, I mean, with Chameleon, I would say they're even more relevant. Because you, like, Tenacity, you're already taking reduced damage, so the likelihood of it popping while Tenacity is live is lower than with Chameleon, where you're not getting damage reduction. But when it does happen with Eagle Bear, it's pretty nice. David, I don't know at this time. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about with Hollow Point. I don't know if they're going to come back, but when and if they do, I will certainly let everybody know. Do prototype gear, core, and core stuff work outside of escalation? Do you just mean the gear itself, Jack? It's pretty much what Spirit said. They work. Prototype works everywhere in the game except PvP, raids, and incursions. Gizmo, what's going on? Hi, Lord. Thank you very much for the Prime. Appreciate it.
Dark zone drop available. Safe area entered.
DZ drop. With 2 minutes left? Hermes in the building as well. What's up, man?
Hostiles guarding location nearby. Transmission range limited. Proximity coverage only.
Exactly. Domanian. Hope I'm saying that right. So, like, right now I'm in the dark zone. And you'll see that the stats themselves get reset back to their minimum, which is the maximum of standard gear. The mods obviously still work and have the full bar, but everything else is set back to the minimum, and the augments get disabled. While you're running around the DZ, I have a prio objective to extract 3 contaminated items, and I was trying to find one that had the chests up so I could do a loop to grab exotic components from there. So that's ultimately what I'm going for from the prio objectives. Let's see. I guess I can just do the loop from here. Shoot, Ratchet. I'm so sorry, my guy. I missed you by 8 minutes. My bad. On YouTube with the 10 months of classified status saying morning, Rogue. Good morning to yourself, man. How are you? Thank you very much for being a member for so long. That's very kind of you. And Matt Kane as well with the 26 months. Hey everyone, Matt Kane here, and welcome back to the Division 2. I think everyone should just start doing that. And then, by proxy, my intro will no longer feel unique at
Hostile
all.
patrol detected.
Ratchet, Matt, thank you both for being members for so long.
Rogue status removed.
Not Lucas, good morning, man. How are you? How much money do I need to send our memberships to get for you to prototype the Slayer? Oh, man.
Dark zone drop expired.
That sounds like a form of bribery, which I don't know if I'm legally allowed to do on these platforms that I'm streaming on, but talk to me privately. We'll chat. How are you reading, chat, and playing at the same time? A wonderful thing called multitasking. I don't know. Is that a sufficient answer?
Incoming
I don't really need to do this landmark. I don't know why I am. Have a simple resurgence question. They're definitely going to add more exotics and high-end pieces, right? Yes. I believe it's either this coming Tuesday. I think it's on Tuesday they're dropping the next exotic, which is an LMG. It looks like they're going to primarily do them through the season passes, and so the next season pass refresh is on Tuesday for resurgence, and then they'll do more with future seasons.
now detecting contaminated
Oh,
gear.
oh, mistakes have been made.
Contaminated gear detected.
Can't take cover there.
Vital signs critical.
Deadly, when you dismantle it in the DZ, it just adds DZ resources to your bag, but you still have to extract those. The only thing I need is expertise being removed from the DZ. I'm right there with you, Espresso. I am right there with you. Exactly, Reaper. You get it.
We're inbound.
Extraction called.
Was Resurgence and Heartland planned, or did they cancel Heartland to make Resurgence? The two things are independent. I get those kind of comments on videos semi-frequently of like, Heartland died for this, but that's not really the case. They were two separate projects, two separate budgets, two separate studios. They're not really connected. But Heartland and Resurgence were in development at the same time back in the day.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
Rest in peace, our beloved Heartland. Here we get credit for my chameleon joke. Oh, Chris, I missed it. I swear. At this point, it probably seems like I intentionally shade you on every stream. It's really not the case. I didn't see your comment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Helo almost at extraction zone.
Do I want crit chance or crit damage on my striker gear?
Rogue protocol.
Ideally, both. I mean, all that truly matters is the totals you're reaching in your stat page. You just want to get as close to 60% crit chance as you can, whether that be through your Shade Watch, your weapon mods, your gear mods, and then put the rest into crit damage. But the actual locations don't matter as much. What's coming May 12th? There's actually an odd number of things happening on May 12th across different things. In Division 2, we have the next title update, so Year 8 Season 1.2. That'll come with its own fixes and additions and whatever else. That's also dropping the next classified assignment for the season, so we'll have a new mission come Tuesday. Then in Resurgence, I believe it's the 12th, I can go and double check, but they should be dropping the next part of the season pass, so a new exotic in Resurgence. And then it's also, as I was reminded of this morning on Discord, the launch date for the Kickstarter for the tabletop RPG division game. They're going to be launching the collector's editions and other stuff of that, so obviously how much you care about each of those individual things will differ for each person, but a number of division things happening on Tuesday. If anything, it feels like Survivors repurposed some of the things they did with Heartland after it got canceled. I've seen that before, that sentiment before. I just don't really know what people mean exactly when they say repurposed. If you're just talking about the genre, then yes, they both very much seem like they were in the extraction shooter genre. But, I mean, Heartland was set in the Midwest in the fall and had its own, you know, character models and all that stuff, whereas Survivors is DC in the winter with all that. Like, I don't know physically how much you can reuse for those two ships, but ideologically, yes, they're very similar. Give me an exotic reward, please.
Dog zone drop has been
At least acknowledges your existence. Postman, we had a whole conversation about Project Hail Mary. Don't tell me I don't give you attention. Come on. Oh, supply drop down here. Go grab that. What augment are you hoping for on your Slayer? Honestly, I hope it comes with no augment. I don't want to taint the purity of the Slayer and how pristine it already is. Are they ever going to increase the inventory capacity or stash space? They've been doing both the past couple of updates. In the last like year, we've gotten, I think, 150 new slots for the stash. The inventory one might have been a while longer ago. They have been more tied to, well, they retroactively made it so that owning Warlords or Brooklyn gave you 50 slots. So those are both paid, and then they did one with the season pass last season. I don't know if they plan to do more, but that's been the trend recently, is that they've been adding like increments of 50 at a time.
heavily armed hostiles guarding location nearby. Now detecting contaminated gear. Contaminated gear detected.
While watching your videos on YouTube, prying, thank you very much, man. That is kind of you to say. A narcissist is never satisfied. Well, I'm still going to try my best. Here we go. Now we're getting some. There we go. Let me see if this chest is open nonetheless.
Hostile patrol detected.
There's something definitely going on with the game. Every enemy I shoot feels like they're from tier 8 escalation. I'm not sure about that, Nightwire. I can't say I've experienced that myself. If you have clips or footage of it or any kind of evidence, then I definitely recommend going onto the bug reporter and submitting a ticket on there, so that if other people are experiencing it too, they can contribute an upvote and make sure the devs see it. If you type in !bug, you'll get a link directly to that if you need it.
Rogue protocol initiated. Now detecting contaminated gear.
Rice, what's going on? Put together your proto build with Holoman LMG Frenzy. Love it in escalation. Hell yeah, man. Well, to be fair, it's definitely not my build. I took that straight from the community who's been running that nonstop since escalation dropped. But it's certainly very fun. I just don't want to take credit for it.
Rogue protocol deactivated. Rogue agent
My
detected.
goodness.
Serious trauma detected. Agent.
When can we see crossplay? We have no official dates on crossplay. We just know it's coming at some point during year 8. So exactly what Chris said, sometime between now and next March. And Postman. I see you both. I will give you both credit. Between now and next March. Corn folks. I was about to say corn flakes, but it's not. Thank you so much for the prime. I appreciate it. I think we're gonna get a Ronin here, right? Oh, I think I'm lagging. No, don't delta me right as I got my spawn. I want my key. Dang. Well, in the meantime, you can hang out with these guys. He's just gonna endlessly walk this way. Oh. Dude is very afraid of something right now. Did so you get whacked in the DZ? Happens quite a lot, believe it or not. I am definitely not the best player out there. Well, do I wait for it to... I don't think I can log out, can I? Here, I'll just quit the game quick. Reset it. That's been happening to me a lot more lately. Like, normally I'm not one to get too many connection issues, but it seems like the past few weeks there's been a number of them. Got here just in time. What's up, Relentless? Welcome in. Dang, folks, I appreciate 250 of y'all hanging out over on YouTube. We got 115 on Twitch. If you're on YouTube and you've yet to hit the like button and you want to help support the stream, I would appreciate you doing so. Help share it out to more people. We're hitting a quick restart. We got hit with that. Hit with the disconnect. Then we'll be back at it. Stop borrowing Akito's router. What's your favorite exotic in Division 2? The Eagle Bearer. It's my beloved. Good reference, Hermes. Amaze, amaze. I think they fixed that, Fran, but it could very well be like residual impacts. Because, yeah, I think it kind of started, this whole thing kind of started happening around then. I don't know, Berta. All we can do is hope for the best. Maybe there'll be something on Tuesday. Ratchet! Thank you so much for coming in with the 10 gifted. That's very kind of you. By the way, I assume you heard me earlier, but thank you as well for the 10 months of membership. I missed your message originally, which I apologize for. But thank you so much for all of the generosity. If anybody on YouTube just got gifted a sub by Ratchet, please drop a thank you in the chat. That's very kind of you, man. And those folks can now enjoy badge, emotes, Discord access if you want to join us on there. Courtesy of Ratchet. We also just hit 8,200 followers on Twitch. Thank you guys for following there. Omega, what's going on? I got back into Div 2 after several years putting it off. Watching the Shade. Watch levels are really high here. Yeah, people have been playing for a long time. They got some high watch levels.
Access complete.
Alright. We still need an activity in the square. Let's go to the control point. I wake up in Rogue Delta 3s. Yeah, Aikido, I'm booting off your router right now. I hope that's good with you.
There's no way.
I can't get the Twitch stream to load. See Chad Tower, no video or sound. Anybody else having issues on the Twitch side? It's all good for me. I'm not sure why that might be the case, Matt.
System.
Oh, we got our Ronin. I forgot about that. Yeah, I feel like this weather effect that happens when they spawn in needs to be more prevalent. It happened to me once during a storm, and like the blue petals during that looked really cool. But normally it's just not enough to notice.
System restored.
We need you to stabilize downtown east.
Manny, how many times can you tell me
Into the east mall.
that we're doing it? Nice metal chick. Well, best of luck. What's your favorite map region? That's a good question. I don't know if I've ever actually thought about that. Do DLC maps count, Scrumptious, or is it just DC?
Agent, we need you to stabilize southwest.
Actually, I don't recall that yet. Are your retaliation still bugged? I think everyone's are right now, no? The audio thing? Unless you mean about the hyenas, in which case, yes, that one is still showing up. Can we get an outfit check? Today I'm wearing the Clean Hands jacket. This is from BTSU. We've got Death Roll Mask, also from BTSU. Trace pants. Found these at a thrift store. They're pretty nice. Capitol Police boots. They're a hand-me-down, you know, family heirloom. Death Roll backpack. BTSU. And the Ward gloves. There you go. Hermes with the 5 on YouTube. Thank you, man. Words to remember. Any boy can be a baby girl. Takes a man to be a wife. Is that also Project Hail Mary? Or is that from something else? But thank you very much for the 5, man. That's kind of you. Boss Man as well, coming in with the 1 gifted. Thank you, sir. Whoever may have just received that on YouTube. If you're able, please drop a thank you in the chat. Downtown East. We can go do supply drop. So what's going to happen when D3 comes out? Will you still stream Div 2 as well, or just do the new one? Presumably when Division 3 comes out, Division 2 will no longer receive updates, so I will be fully Division 3 at that point. I think, let's see, by the time Division 3 comes out, it will likely have been 9 to 10 years of Division 2, so I will be happy to move on to a new adventure.
Hostiles detected.
I will be satisfied to conclude my journey on Division 2. Lame? I'm sorry, Midnight. Sorry.
Supply drop gained.
I love Division 2 as well, but there's a lot that I would change if it were up to me. There's a lot that I miss from Division 1, specifically on the PvP side, that I'm hoping Division 3 leans more back into.
System reactivated. Hostiles are opening a supply drop. Detecting additional hostile contacts. Incoming hostiles detected.
SMF, thank you for the 3-stream streak. It's the magic number. That's a very nostalgic song. Thank you very much, man, for continuing to tune in. You're leaving Div 2? No, Holiday. We're talking about when Division 3 drops. The question was, will I continue playing Division 2 or will I move on to Div 3? And my answer is I will move on to Div 3 when it releases. Hermes sounds good, man. Thank you very much for coming in, chatting,
Drop claimed.
dropping some generosity. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Empty.
Hopefully we'll talk soon.
Supply drop successful.
DZE, what's up? It's got Rogue. I had a major exam today, and in it, I mentioned Division 2 in the context of rebuilding after a major cataclysm. Well, dang. Major cataclysm is quite the dramatic wording, but indeed, Division 2 had quite the comeback, so that's cool, man. That's cool that it was able to be applied more practically. DLC counts. What map region is your favorite? If DLC counts. I like 2 bridges. I think there's like this area in here is pretty cool. Brooklyn Heights is also pretty unique. I like the more neighborhoody feel of this part of it. Giving a single one is tough, though. I love the financial region. I'm gonna give you a top 3. Maybe it's cheating, but I'll give you one from each map. 2 bridges in New York. Brooklyn Heights in Brooklyn, and then in DC, Man, that's tough. If West Potomac didn't include the mess of what's right around here, I hate navigating that. I would say West Potomac, but maybe West End? Southwest DC is my pick. That's a tough one for me. Normally I'm able to easily call out what's my favorite in games like these, but that's a tough one. Just think for a very short time in Div 3, everyone will have an even playing field. If you're brand new to the game, so PvP will genuinely be who is the better player. I mean, just in general, for me, the beauty of new launches is that nobody knows anything. You know, I would say there's maybe at most like a 2-month period where everyone is new. Not even just for PvP, but PvE stuff as well. You get to discover secrets for the first time. You get to figure out how all the systems work. You get to figure out what builds are fun. It was a magical period within Division 1. It was a magical period within Division 2, so that's what I really look forward to in a new game, is that launch experience. Okay, we got them all. Are there any keys down there? I feel like I'm missing a loot pile. Aren't there supposed to be 5? Goes to show Division Master's peak. 100%. Oh! You know what, Scrumptious? I just thought of an answer. And this will be a controversial one. It's not Division 2, so it's not a fair comparison. But I adored the Heartland map. I mean, technically it's NDA'd, so I won't say anything more than that, but I adored Silver Creek.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. He's done. Access key detected. Civilians in danger.
I was just thinking Heartland, yeah, the variety. And plus, like, the variety that it had in and of itself, but also it was just so different compared to what we have in 1 and 2. I don't know if I've ever come back to this corner to see this. That's funny.
Priority objective available.
Is this a specific reference to something? I'm trying to think. The bike with the helmet. Guitar and a wine glass. I don't know. StarCraft, what's up? What's happening Tuesday? Dewey, in Division 2, we have Year 8 Season 1.2 releasing, so that will have a variety of fixes and additions. We're also getting the second classified assignment of the season, so we'll have a new mission to run. On Resurgence, they're dropping the next phase of the season pass with a new exotic, and it's the pre-orders for the tabletop RPG Kickstarter. So a few different things happening on Tuesday. Nothing like playing a brand new game only happens once. Exactly. There's another spot on the map with the same bike and guitar. Oh, interesting. It must be something then. Okay, I'm gonna reroll. Stronghold, I don't want that. Constitution Hall. Could you see them bringing the night and day cycle with PvEVP into Div 3? I don't think so, no. I think it was a really neat idea for Heartland. I actually think it's a pretty ingenious idea that more extraction shooters should consider. Like, it was a very smart way to offer PvE only while also blending the two together. I really liked that system. But no, I don't think Div 3 will do that. I imagine Division 3 will be the same as 1 and 2 in that it primarily focuses on PvE and then has PvP side components. Of course, we don't know that, and that's just my guess.
Hostile defender drone detected. Serious trauma.
Was there ever an official reason for Heartland cancellation? No. Other than, I think... Well, no, there was no official reason. Reading between the lines, I think the powers that be decided that they didn't want to continue funding it after years and years of it not really going anywhere. I mean, maybe that's harsh to say, but it was taking a long time. And I think after a certain amount of time, if they look at it and they don't think it's going to make the money back, then they can either try and put it out and see if it'll recoup something or just cut their losses. And there was more kind of turmoil with things behind the scenes that maybe someday we'll be able to talk about in more depth. Division 3 better live up to the hype like GTA 6. I mean, we will see. Certainly they have a good team in place behind it. We now know of a few of the key roles, and all of them have extensive experience with Division. They seem like they know their stuff, so if nothing else, we got a good team behind it.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Powers that be must be kicking themselves after how much more attention Division 2 has gotten since then. I mean, the difference is that Division 2 is a looter shooter, whereas Heartland was going to be an extraction shooter. Now, obviously, that's not to say extraction shooters can't be popular. We just saw that happen with Arc Raiders. But we've also seen Marathon, which I contend is a very well-made game. All scandals aside, the actual quality of Marathon is quite solid. But if you don't have the right sauce and if you don't have the right appeal, then very quickly people can lose interest, because it is a niche genre. I think Heartland had a decent chance, and I said that while it was in development, if they had marketed it properly and tied it in properly to the rest of the franchise, but it's not quite equatable to Division 2 just because the genre is so vastly different. Because even with Division 2's comeback now, the Dark Zone is still pretty desolate. And that is the most comparable thing to Heartland that Division 2 has. Hopefully some of the changes that they're working on will make that better, but it takes a lot of work to make that experience work for a lot of people. That was the game with the plagiarism accusations. Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, it's not a foolproof example to give, but I do think they did a lot of work to try and come back from that. They paid the artist, they removed the stuff, and they did a lot more marketing, I think, to try and show people the game beyond just that. And sure, I'm sure that had some impact on the sales, but the point is they had, I think it was like 100,000 players at launch, and now it's down to like 8,000 2 months later. Which is not what you would love to see. So, I mean, a good amount of people tried it out. They just didn't stick with it. Get these 2 territory controls down here. besides Division games, what are your favorites? My top 3 of all time are number 3, World of Warcraft, number 2, Destiny 1, and number 1, Division 1. I'm very partial to the looter shooter and or MMO genre.
System curtailed.
And then Division 2 I think would either be it'd probably be 4. I put Division 2.
Detecting additional hostile. Access key detected. System malfunctioning. System reactivated. System curtailed.
Blindy, are you talking about with Heartland and Ubisoft, or with Marathon and Bungie, or which studio are you referring to? By the way, what's up, Jack? Sorry if I hadn't said that yet. Arcot lighting in a bottle, but that bottle burst. I mean, with them, I doubt well, I shouldn't say they don't care. Obviously, they want players to stick around, but they made their money back, right? They made, how many copies have they sold? Like 14 million or something? So I think Embark is perfectly satisfied with where Arc is, even though, yes, a lot of players have fallen off. But I mean, that, to a degree, that's natural. How much can be debated, but you're not going to hold the same hundreds of thousands of people that are there for a launch indefinitely. I'm sure they will continue to maintain a healthy player base for quite a long time, though, if I had to guess.
Medical assistance needed.
See, these are the kind of discussions I love. I'll get into this stuff all day. Ow. I can't even see you. Oh, there you are. That was just a purple sniper.
Incoming hostiles detected. Access key detected.
Marathon and Bungie. Yeah. I mean, the tough part with a looter shooter like Destiny or Division is that I think it's proven that there is parts of the player base that are very dedicated and very passionate about the PvP components, right? Whether it was Trials and Crucible in Destiny or, Dark Zone and Division. It's just that I don't think any of these looter shooters or teams have yet to find the right formula for supporting that experience at a profitable level, or at a,
Available agent.
is profitable the right word? At a budget conscious level that makes sense for the amount of people that play it. Because like in neither game, the PvP side is never surpassing the PvE in popularity or players, right? But that doesn't mean that there's no one that wants to play those. And if they're properly supported, then that strengthens your overall player base and retention and everything. But you just have to balance how much you're putting into each experience. And again, I think a lot of teams have yet to really manage that balance properly. I'm curious to see how Year 8's PvP stuff goes. Because from what we know, they're not like, they didn't go and hire on, 50 people to work on PvP. We have a lead PvP game designer. I assume he's going to pull a few resources here and there as needed to work on stuff. But if they can get PvP into a functional shape with, like, so far pretty minimal investment, then I think that proves that there is absolutely a a formula to be followed to maintain that moving forward, instead of going these long gaps that Destiny and Division have seen where the PvP suffers and those people just fall off completely. Alright, I've been yapping too much. I need a drink of water. Oh, it's already open. That's sad. Yes, 100% Blighty. No, I think also in Bungie's case, they did not intend, when they started out, they didn't intend to fully shift away from Destiny. It was that Destiny had its downturn, then they got bought out, and then they had layoffs, and I think it's kind of ended now at the point where they are more focusing on Marathon, but I don't believe that was their original intention, and I agree that would not have been a smart move. Speaking about this topic, I was a little confused on why you showed Escape from Tarkov in your video yesterday. Birdman, I was trying to, I believe the part of the script that I mentioned it, or that it was showing, was when I was talking about studios latching on to the extraction genre after Battle Royales, and I was trying to illustrate the fact that Tarkov was like one of the first games that came out that really embodied that label. I just didn't end up bringing it up in the script, so it might have been a little bit unclear, and apologies if so, but I was really just trying to acknowledge and give Tarkov the credit that it deserves. Div 3 is nice and slow cooked, all consistent bugs that Div 2 has gone from it. Alright, not as many bugs. Here's the problem with bugs. And what I'm about to say might sound apologist, and you might not like it, but you are never going to have a live game that goes on for years and years without bugs. Like, that is simply the nature of the beast. And the problem is that you can solve a bunch of bugs for one release of a game, but as you add stuff over time, things will break and things will need tune-ups, and that's like literally just how game development goes. That's not to say that they shouldn't prioritize fixing those things down the line once they do pop up, and I think Division 2 certainly has a lot of room to grow in terms of being more nimble to address those things. But you're never going to have a game that goes on for 7, 8, 9, 10 years that doesn't have bugs pop up over time. That's just how software development goes.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
I was listening recently to a World of Warcraft interview, even though I don't play it anymore. I just find that stuff interesting to follow along with games that I used to play. And there was a lot of debate about how this recent patch that came out was like pretty buggy and it broke a lot of things and people were mad. And I'm like, if a game like WoW, which is going on, what, like 20 years? Then like that just goes to show that any any game is going to have that problem as time goes on. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Massive also inherit this game from the original developers? No, so Massive is the lead studio that founded the Division back in like, or I shouldn't say founded, but started working on it back in like 08, 09. The core team that developed the Division 1 and 2 is from Massive. Currently, like current day, the leadership team for Division 2, notably Yannick, the creative director, and a few other people are at Massive, but I would say probably 90 to 95% of the team are at Ubisoft Bucharest. They are the actual workforce of the game, the devs that go in and make content and follow the directives from leadership. So absolutely the switch that happened where the lead team was at Massive and then the lead team was Bucharest, or I should say the lead team is maybe not the right title, but you get what I'm saying. That shift absolutely contributed to the technical instability that we have in a lot of places.
Drop claimed.
But even if the game had stayed with Massive all this time, there would still be bugs that pop up from update to update. Like I said, that's just inevitable. Doesn't help when they release big stuff, current prototype stuff. 100%. And like I said, all of what I'm saying is not to try and excuse anything. I'm not saying that there isn't more QA that could be done or more preventative measures that could try and be taken to alleviate these things. But there's also then the fact that, again, even that World of Warcraft example I was just giving in that interview, he was like, yeah, we tested this one thing very thoroughly on our test environment, and then once you push it to live, it just breaks. Like, it's a different environment between the two things, and you can try and replicate those, but at the end of the day, there's some things that are going to slip through that you just can't account for. And, so, yeah. One DZ supply drop. No, thank you. Well, I guess I can check before I abandon it. Kaz, sorry, man. You're probably already gone, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Rice, it was the switch to Bucharest. And I mean that like absolutely had huge impact on the technical state of the game because it's hard to inherit someone else's code. And I mean they've even talked about how yeah, you would go in and look at a feature and something just wouldn't be documented as for how it was built or why the person built it that way in the first place. And so they then have to try and guess how it works. You fill in here, you do a little there. A few updates down the line, it breaks again. You're like, what happens? And just domino effect, really.
Pull back, Agent.
Okay, I do have a hyena agitation thing. Do a control point. Let's try that. It's the only thing I would accept AI use for in game is mass skill tests. True. I'd be curious to know, yeah, if that's something that they can adopt in the future. Yeah, I mean, I think most people agree that if AI can be used to reduce or alleviate redundancies and save time on the monotonous stuff, then great. But it should not be used to replace creativity and original work from developers. What's your favorite food? Pizza. I'm boring. They can't even rework the original bag in WoW because the code is so old and the original devs are gone. Is that true, Ogre? The like the base backpack that you have? I didn't know that. There's so many different permutations that can happen with a player base getting their hands on something. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Blindy, and that's what's important to acknowledge. Like, it's not to say that there aren't cases where companies are just negligent on QA. Absolutely. And unfortunately, QA tends to be like one of the first disciplines to get cut in like layoffs and whatnot. And that absolutely leads to more bugs making it into the final game. But even if you had like the best QA team in the world in an airtight system, there would still end up being some stuff that makes it to the game. Or like we talked about, stuff that pops up in the live environment that simply was not there in testing. And I don't understand the mechanics behind that or why that happens, but that is what many developers across the industry have gone on record to explain. That's what happens when there's so many legacy items built long ago. Yeah, I mean, that was like, and you've heard Yannick even say it on streams plenty of times when, remember when it was like we had to wait maybe 2 years after the game started releasing content again to start getting new commendations? And he was like, yeah, we finally relearned how to do commendations. And like that sounds, at first you hear that and you're like, well, what do you mean you don't know how to do commendations? But yeah, when it's a completely different team that built it in their own way, with their own rules and like whatever else, then yeah, sometimes it's not as easy as just picking it back up with someone else and doing it. And then, of course, you have to account for how much time goes into them doing that, relearning. Like, it's not like they just get to pause the timeline of the game, right? They still have to get their next update out in X number of weeks, and so can you sacrifice the time today to go investigate how something was built 5 years ago? I don't know.
Medical assistance needed. Reinforcements incoming.
Matt Kane with the 200 bits. Got to work on my laptop, but still nothing on my phone. That's so weird, man. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'm sorry, but thank you for the 200. Afraid of Clocks with the 3 stream streak said hello. What's going on, Clocks? How you doing? What's the new title update? It is Year 8 Season 1.2. We don't really know the full details, but it will come with its suite of fixes and additions. But notably, we're getting the second classified assignment of the season. So if you bought the season pass, or if you buy it individually, there'll be a new mission to run on Tuesday.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Intel suggests the enemy's planning to hit 2 districts at once. Get ready, Agent.
Supply room access unlocked.
I was watching a dev stream long ago. Easily 10 years. The code was even, at that time, 10 plus years old. Yeah. And it's the same, like, the analogy has been made to, like, let's say you build a house, right? You've got your house, and that's a game at launch. Well, in order to continue building the game, or in this case, building the house, you just have to keep adding another floor, another floor, another floor. It gets taller and taller and taller. Eventually, the foundation of that house or the foundation of the game begins to crack, and you have to go back and take time to tend to the foundation and make sure it's able to support what you're adding. And that's, from what they explained, very much what they had to do with like Project Resolve back in Year 5, if y'all remember that. It's not as easy as just saying, let's add this, and not having to think about the other considerations. StarCraft is learning about the EB. Need your hot take on pineapple on pizza? It should be illegal. I agree with not Lucas. Sorry, DeMarsh. Unless you're also on that side. I don't know. What is a classified assignment? They are these little icons on the map. They're just kind of meant to be one-off little story and puzzle missions. They're nothing too crazy. Mostly side content. He said, I feel attacked. We lost to Marsh. He cannot get past. But you know what, man? I am not going to say, you know what? I'll take it back. It shouldn't be illegal. I should just never be forced to eat it myself. If that's what you want, it's all good. do a live stream of you eating extra pineapple on pizza. I'll buy the next season pass for you. Wouldn't be worth it. I'm sorry, StarCraft. It would have to be... We're talking millions of dollars for me to do that. Alright, what are we doing? What did I select? Hyena Retaliation. Right. And we can now do it. Do I want this build? Sure. Why not? Are you going to do a story recap on what's going on anytime soon? I don't know is the honest answer. I did that video because I was very invested in the story at the time. I also very graciously had the help of Hermes, who left the stream a little bit ago, but he was a huge help in compiling some of that info for me and helping me categorize it and everything. Those types of videos specifically for lore take a lot of time, and I just don't know if I'm as invested in it as this point to really have the motivation to do it. I still enjoy the story, but it's just not quite been the same, and I've talked about this in videos. I don't think the story has had the same momentum and impact since Keener got revived. Things have mostly kind of just gone in circles since then. So I don't know if I'll do another recap in the near future. Well, clearly I've started something with the pizza comment. I'm so sorry to everybody who's disappointed. Ooh, like right there. Exodus saved me from a perhaps lethal tenacity proc.
Serious trauma detected.
So many things happening in the chat. I wanted to share someone who just returned to Div 2 after not playing for a few years. I appreciate your content. Just catching up. Max level 30 when Dark Hours released, then stop playing. Nice, Ogre. Well, I'm glad you're back. I hope you're enjoying all of the stuff that's come out in the year since then. And thank you so much for checking out the videos. I'm glad they've helped out. And thanks for being here in the stream. Just thanks all around, you know? That's really what I'm getting at.
Reinforcements en route.
But no, happy to hear you're enjoying.
Detecting additional
Redline, how you doing?
contacts.
Good day, good day.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Heavily armored hostile detected.
So many enemies in every direction.
Agent West End is under attack.
Korazi, thank you very much for joining back to Rogue Studios. How you doing? I was summoned by pineapple pizza slander. Oh no. It is now spread into the zeitgeist. The world is hearing what I have said. How you doing? Thank you very much for resubbing. The lore so disjointed, random storyline, so many loose ends. Keener's still locked up, and he's still debriefing Schaefer. Yeah. That's part of the... Part of that is just trying to do coherent narrative in a live service. Like, the model is not very conducive to a good beginning to end story. But then also, yes, I think there's still a lot to be desired still with the story. The Division 2's narrative director that we had for many years moved on from the team and from Ubisoft at the end of March. And so I think that well, I think she announced even last year, like, Brooklyn was the last thing she worked on. So they've had to switch in leadership there for narrative stuff. And yeah, I think there's just a lot of different hands in that pot that have not necessarily all gelled together the best.
A new agent is joining your team.
Just got a proto out of a Sakura gear chest. They disabled that. No, James, a lot of people mistakenly thought that, but it was the gear crates in escalation they were referring to. The drop tables for the event cache never got changed. But congrats, I hope it was a good one.
Kill squad nearby. Stay alert.
Jive resubbing with Prime, thank you, sir. Livid as well, coming in with the tier 1 resub. Said good morning. How you doing, Livid? Jive, Livid, thank you both for the support. Livid, how did your dual stream test go? I tuned in for probably like 3 minutes in between when I was doing some yesterday, and I was going to send a chat, and then I got distracted. I'm sorry, but I hope it went well.
Kill squad down.
Always, buddy, even a terrible take on the superior pizza crafting methodology. Well, thank you, Karazi. That's quite the label. Superior pizza crafting methodology. I'm going to use that, just so you know. I'm not going to apply it to pineapple, but I'm going to take that phrase. Okay, I need to catch up on this before we rush into another control point. Send the comments of your story video. Also, so many natural twists until Div 3. Yep. That's also a factor that I'm sure is impacting it. Oh, gotcha, synchrony. Well, that's unfortunate. Misinformation. It went good. Running it back later on Resurgence. Nice. Oh yeah, and then that's what happened. Was I eating lunch or I was doing something? I watched the stream and then I looked at what you had posted recently, and I clicked on I think it was the second most recent one, the compilation of DZ fights. I teared up for a second, not really, but I was like, this looks like so much fun. And then I realized that I don't think y'all are at the end game yet, right? Because once you get there, a lot of the balancing for PvP kind of goes out of whack. But that M700 gameplay was looked super fun. I was like, I wish that was consistent throughout the whole game, because I would be on that way more. If I want DPS, but only want to use these two gear sets, what does the most DPS? I'll go in directive or core strength. I would say ongoing directive. Core strength is very good at at getting stats in a lot of areas, but it doesn't itself offer a great ramp to like huge damage. So what Scrumptious said, ongoing directive with the chest piece and with like the Carnage LNG is one really strong combo that I used to run. So yeah, I'd say OD for sure. This is insane. What loadout are you using? This is it right here. I have prototype items on, so that's impacting my power to a degree. But Force Striker, Equalizer, Exodus Gloves, Eagle Bear. Whoops, hang on. Let me just get to where they're not shooting me so I can show you. Lucas has got to run. Take care, man. Thank you for stopping by as always. I guess so, Metal Chick. I didn't realize that that was going to be the case. We aren't in the end game yet. Made a new character to play. I think we were 19. Gotcha. Yeah. You think they'll do balancing for PvP and Resurgence eventually? Yeah, they said, I think it was either in the dev, Q&A that they intend to do balancing like at the start of each new season. And they talked about Bulwark in PvP. They talked about the healer class in PvP. So I guess like for each season they'll do balance reworks. Which I don't know. Like in theory, like that, I feel like that's an idyllic approach where you're like, yeah, we'll create a new balance, a new meta each season, but kind of like what we learned in Div 1, waiting entire updates to do balancing sometimes is just too long. I remember the days of the Seeker Mine dominating 1.5 for like 3 or 4 months while people were waiting for 1.6, and it just didn't feel good. I'm confused which way they're coming out. How can you see me if you quit? Demarsh, we know you're not going anywhere. Come on. Ever Seeker Mine in Div 1, I know. But I would still take that any day of the week compared to the state that they left Div 2 in. With Classified, Nomad, and Pred. It's still it still pains me to this day that we can't have a permanent 1.7 server when PvP balancing was at its peak in the Division franchise. One 1.7 was such a joy. No keys. Sad. Need to get the chest. Miss 1.7 so much. Hexa builds. Everyone ranks something unique. I know. That's actually like, if you want, that is my, if you want one take in the stream that I will actually die on a hill for, it's that 1.7 was the peak. Like, if you're into PvP, it was the peak of Division. God, Last Stand in DZ was so fun. So fun. And then they said, here, take some classified sets. It all went away.
stabilize.
That's just what I remember, and I'm glad I have footage from back in that time, but like... Wasn't 1.7 short as well? What didn't it get... Well, let's see, 1.8 dropped in like... I don't remember. I feel like 1.7 was only like 2 months, like 2.5, 3 months, and it was so sad that it was just such a short period of time. Classified yes, man. I don't think I've ever, Crosshair, I don't think I've ever heard somebody refer to Nomad as yes, mad. That's quite funny. I don't want to do another mission. We can do this. I hope this is at least mildly entertaining. I'm just going around doing prio objectives the whole stream. We'll do some escalation at some point, I promise. I remember moving out to the middle of nowhere when I just gotten into Division 1. Dang. Nomad single-handedly made me quit the game for a long time. Unfortunately, I was too proud to quit, but I probably...
We'll fight another day, Agent.
Well, no. I don't regret playing during 1.8, but yeah, I was definitely sad, like, I was just not the same as it once was. Taylor, what's up, man? In school, wanted to pop in while I can, while I appreciate you.
Target near you.
Hope school is going well. That's still surreal to me that people watch from like class, because that was me. I remember watching day 1 raid races in Destiny 1 while I was in class. Just like, I can't wait to get home. .7 launched in August. 1.8 in December, yeah. So, I mean, there were a few months, but yeah, it was not long enough. I remember there was one time years ago that I tagged Julian on Twitter. And I was like, what are the chances that we ever get a Legacy 1.7 server spun up and preserved forever for Div 1? And he answered. I was like, if anyone could ever make this happen, he's the right person to see it, but... He was like, yeah, I don't know about that. But then he asked, like, what about 1.7 made it so special to you? And I wrote out some long reply. But I was like, can you imagine? People talk about, there's a whole movement right now for them to do Destiny 1 Classic because of everything going on with Destiny 2. And I'm like, I don't even need a Division 1 Classic. I just need a separate 1.7 server that will live on in eternity. So I can play in that meta. That's all I need. Like, it's easy, devs. Just flick a switch. Obviously, that's all it would take. You know? Just flick that switch. I'm doing priority objectives to try and get exotic components. Some of them I just have to do, even though they don't award that, so I can move on to the next one and try and get that as a reward. Plus, it allows me to stay in the open world and get the Kitsunibi spawns whenever my 10 minutes is up.
Target neutralized. Good work.
System restored.
That's your target.
Did a math test in 20 minutes? Dang. Good stuff. I've always mentioned modding sports simply to bring back 1.7. Can you imagine, Livid? Can you imagine if someone actually pulled that off? And we could just like jump in and play last stand matches with people in there? Oh. A dream. There was somebody talking to me at one point about how they were going to try and bring, where am I going? What is this room? They were going to try and use the test downloads to make a community server of Heartland to run. And I was like, I don't know if you can legally do that, but I would be very down. But that never, as far as I know, that never went anywhere. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I don't play this bounty frequently enough. Door should have opened. What was your favorite class in school? Well, I went to college for filmmaking, so I would say either one of my film classes where I got to actually make projects with people in there and direct, or one of my creative writing ones. Writing and directing are my two big passions. Oh, back up here? Okay. What made 1.7 special? Sorry, I'm new. No need to apologize, Starve. I'm so glad you asked, because I will yap about it all day. 1.7. And we're to be very clear, we were specifically talking about this from a PvP standpoint. I have no recollection of how 1.7 was in terms of PvE. 1.8 did a lot to introduce some great PvE content. But okay, where someone's got to help me. Can I go in here? Someone's got to help me out. In the billiard room and bar. Hang on, Starve. I will answer your question, but I must first I must first conquer navigation. Okay, so not here. Martin, what's going on? Doing pretty well. Trying to not act like a complete fool here and doesn't know where they're going. Okay, billiard room and bar. Oh, do I have to take out the ad through the window? Okay, so Starve. Actually, Livid, maybe you would recall better than me if PvE had any, like, was PvE that good in 1.7? I don't know. But in PvP specifically, in the Dark Zone and Last Stand, the balancing was done in such a way where, like, it was just the best PvP balancing the franchise has ever seen. Gear sets had their viability if you built them right. Different exotics were fun to mix in with different builds, but most importantly, high ends were very strong. And hybrid builds specifically were like the meta. It was meta to make a hybrid build, have a unique combination of stats. You can make your heals pretty strong, you could have some damage, you could like fluctuate the three main, you know, people weren't just going all in on one thing. There weren't a lot of like glass cannon builds or pure tank builds or pure skill builds. There was a lot of mix and match to try and make unique combinations that worked for each person's playstyle, and it was just super fun. It was super fun to build craft. It was super fun to play. And then 1.8 came along, and they well, I think they were actually started in 1.7. It was just that the OP ones hadn't released yet. But they started to bring out classified gear sets, which had better stats than anything else. And they incentivized you to not have build creativity because you had to run 6 pieces. And it ruined things. Livid, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure Classifieds did start coming out with 1.7 because that's when we got global events. But I think it was just that we didn't get Striker and Nomad and some of the really OP ones until 1.8 because they didn't run through the whole global event rotation until 1.8 came along. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. And it was like the first ones that came out were, I don't know, Sentry's Call and something else that just weren't that powerful. So the full impact didn't really go in yet. We might have hit our ceiling with priority objectives. Doesn't tier 10 give more exotic components plus protos than running the objectives? Probably. I just don't have a team on right now to run one. Unless you're offering to carry me through, Revitix. But we probably will move on to escalation real soon here. Now that we did most of those. And 1.7.1, gotcha. So we had a few solid months without them. Who can forget the Dark Zone chicken dance? I will also always be a proponent of the idea that, I mean, the chicken dance is enabled by the way that movement works in the Division games, obviously, but it's made far, far worse, and the only reason why people abuse it is because of how the gear is balanced at any particular time. Like, if we didn't have these hugely unkillable tanky builds or healers that couldn't be countered in fair ways, then you wouldn't have people running around on the street endlessly who couldn't be killed, because you would get gunned down if it was balanced properly. That's a hot take of mine. I don't think chicken dancing is the problem. I think it's the underlying balancing that enables it. PvE is what you'd expect. Challenging without classy gear. Yeah. But I mean, if they had just done without classified, came out with some other incentive, but then rolled out the legendaries to all the missions like they did after 1.8, and did Westside Piers and Resistance, and just added to the available PvE content, that would have been something. Lucas Livid just described it pretty well on YouTube, but it's just strafing. I mean, I can't do it as well as a lot of people do. This is not it at all, but it basically just moving in such a way that you are, I guess that's a decent example over there, but moving in such a way that makes it harder for people to hit you. But we were talking about in the context of Div 1 specifically. But I think the chicken dance primarily came from the idea of like 2 people or more standing out in the open, just making a dance basically, where no one's dying, no one's shooting, they're just trying to avoid getting shot and dying. Yeah, I think we're gonna move on to an escalation run or 2. By the way, folks, I very much appreciate everybody still hanging out. Still got close to 250 people on YouTube, 180 people on Twitch. If you've not yet on YouTube, we're only 4 likes away from 100 likes. If you want to help support, share the stream out, I would appreciate it. Switch to this. Does anybody on Xbox want to run some escalations? Or shall I matchmake? I'm taking a water break while responses come in. Holy, Darth is on. What's up, man? All right, we got our 3. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm sorry, Chris. I appreciate the initiative. All right, let me get people in. Nissan, if you send in your gamer tag in the chat, that would be appreciated. Whoops, that was the wrong person to invite. There we go. How you doing, Darth? There we go. Reaper, we've got our 4 for now, but I appreciate it. If somebody drops out, I will absolutely get you in. Lucas, I'm sorry. I went by first come, first serve. Is there a fastest way to level expertise on gear we wear, or is it just time? As far as I know, Corgo, it's just time. I don't think there's content you can do that's going to get you there quicker than other stuff. Does this work well in escalation, Darth, a tank build? I don't see many people trying that. Measured assembly, wonderful. What do we want to... Do we want to try the tombs for contractors? I mean, it's going to be hard. It's a Wony mission. But I could be down to give that a shot. Otherwise... I don't even know. Providence. But I'm down to try tombs. Give it a shot. Tombs will be tough on higher tier. Yeah, I think we'll start at... We'll do a 5, maybe. And see how that goes. By the way, I'm a new player, and must say you and a few other content creators are amazing for new players. Well, Corgo, I'm very glad that you think so. I appreciate you saying that and coming by the stream. Been watching your videos lately, made me want to return to the series. Having fun with it again. Thanks, Rogue. Old man, Cartman, you're very welcome. That always makes me very happy to hear. I'm so glad you're back and enjoying. All right. This is going to be potentially a struggle. But let's see how we do. Tier 5.
Hostile striker drone detected.
Wow.
Serious
Well, that
trauma
didn't take long.
detected. Agent down.
Oh, I think Darth switched. I can't inspect now, though, because we started. It's alright. How many people do you think you brought to Div 2? I have no clue, man. And I think it would be narcissistic of me to try and assume. I just put stuff out there online that hopefully helps people out, and if it does, then wonderful. That's all that matters to me. I think the only other DLC mission so far that I've done on Escalation was Tanker. So this will be... the end part of this mission is going to be interesting. Yeah, very true, Livin. I think Espresso is still running measured, so that'll be very helpful with the drones.
Hostile radio.
Recently gone back into div. Your vids helped a lot.
Agent.
Well, I'm
thank
happy
God
to hear
you're
it,
here.
Pricey.
Listen, I know you won't believe me, but I'm on your side.
You missed a
I've been
great time on
running
Liberty
your
Island.
operation
Did
for
I?
months.
Did I miss a great time?
I infiltrated his network. I don't think the Rikers suspect it yet, but I fucked up. I think he's onto me. I'll meet you in the
I'm
cafeteria.
fully convinced you're the reason Div 2 bounced
I
back.
can
Well,
smell
that's
his bullshit.
very kind of you to say, man.
Be careful, Agent.
Hostiles.
I think there were likely a number of factors that contributed, but if I had any small part in that happening, then that's very gratifying, given how much I want to see the game grow and continue to expand.
Human remains detected.
I'm certainly not the only content creator out there that a lot of people enjoy and
Positive
watch. There are
identification.
many of them, and I'm sure they all have played their own parts in
Deceased.
getting the game out there to more
Doesn't make
people
any
and
sense.
everything.
It's not that hard to fool him. You really should be more careful.
Hit them weak points. There we go. Oh, I messed up the timing on that.
Serious trauma detected. Agent down.
These traps, dang.
Agent incapacitated. Immediate medical assistance needed.
We could also, here, y'all want to go underneath to where we're not
Agent needs assistance.
visible by those guys up top? At least one side. Could be useful.
Vital signs critical. Agent out of action. System
Whoop.
functioning. System
Operation
back
Stay
online.
Alive.
Agent down.
There we go. There's a bunch of them right up above us. I'm gonna hit this real quick. Hit one of these and escape. Oh shoot! I did not know they were gonna spawn right there. That's a problem. I want to go back under.
System curtailed. Serious trauma detected. System reactivated.
There's our first drop. All right, chat. We're praying that we get some contractors' gloves. So just this last ad.
System disrupted. System restored.
Backpack with Wicked. I think I'm good. All right. What did I miss? Div 3 will have a chance to grow the play base even more, I think. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no time that a game will be more popular if it is going to be popular than when it launches, right?
This kid changed
So,
his facial recognition
Division 3, you will
record on the
see,
Shade database.
I would assume,
fixed
the
the
vast
exploit.
majority of the people who currently play Div 2 there. You'll see a bunch of people who used to play Division but have not come back for that, and you'll see new audiences come in, 100%. To what degree of all those things? That's the question, but hopefully a lot. Is there an easy way up there? I can go melee them. Any good prototype dropping today? Nothing too crazy, Michael. We're doing Petrov right now on the off chance we get some contractors gloves, but
You like a challenge, right?
that's about the only
See that button?
worthwhile one.
You a present.
Is the Ouroboros any good? 100%. It's not what it used to be, but it's still a very strong SMG, just stats wise.
Aw, you're
Obviously,
no
it's
fun.
its talent is a bit more niche.
Hostile striker drone detected.
I hope y'all enjoy my silent gun here. Oh,
Immediate medical assistance needed.
there are more behind us?
An agent needs assistance. Serious trauma detected.
I do not remember this mission at all. Need to get back to New York more. New York and Brooklyn have some fun missions. They're typically longer and not quite as farmable as DC, and that's why I think a lot of people do them less, but they're quite fun. I will contest, I was thinking about this the other day. Sorry, I missed your question of which one it is. It's the Tombs. I was thinking about this the other day. If it weren't for the Violet boss, H5 Refinery would be like in my top 3 missions in the game. I think that mission's so fun. I just think that Violet is kind of an annoying boss to fight, which is a shame. Still a great mission even with that, but it doesn't quite make it to like the top tier because of it.
Projection device detected.
Parnell can create holograms of himself?
One of those fuckers is more than enough.
I don't know why they don't give us the Div 1 LB rogue outfits. Maybe they're saving it for a rainy day. They're like, we know this one's gonna sell, so we'll keep it for when we want a little profit boost.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Oh, I forgot swapping reloads my whip. Ooh,
Agent
one hit from that nail gun and
incapacitated.
I'm down. Well, that was perfect timing. We procced it right as the first one ended.
Agent down.
Ooh. Hear me out, I think we should get more missions in New York. We on the DLC have more content in them. Yeah. I think they would have troubles justifying that budget-wise behind the scenes. Because, I mean, making brand new locations and missions is the most expensive thing that they can do from a production standpoint. And so if they were just going to release them for free to existing DLC owners, you would get some people who maybe would buy the DLCs who didn't have them before, but I think they'd have a problem recouping costs on that. But it would be fun, absolutely.
We should be working together.
N7 Evans, what's up? Feels like you were just streaming. Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's the schedule for the moment. I'm guessing there's no audio issues now that you got a new capture card. I've actually yet to get a new card. I absolutely intend to before we get to stuff like the Incursion or the DLC in Year 8, since those are some of the streams that I imagine will go the longest this year. But I've yet to get it, so if we were to go now for like several hours, that issue might still be prevalent. I'm gonna die, they just keep staggering me.
Activated. System disrupted.
Parnell's signal's getting stronger. Looks like he's in the security room at the top of the building.
What's up with Fragile Armor? It's not even a directive this season, but getting the bug. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Are you talking about like in the open world? You're having Fragile Armor applied, or what's up? Wouldn't mind if you stream more, but get real life stuff work and all that. Yeah. I think there's some people out there who like they stream, 6 hours a day,
This must be where he keeps
you
his
know,
research.
7 days a week, and that's
Try
what
to
they love
access
doing,
it.
and that's fantastic. I think my biggest
terminal
passion in
detected.
content creation is still making videos, so that will likely still always be what I put the most amount of my time and effort into. But
Assistance needed.
I've personally been very happy with the 2-a-week schedule that we've been doing, so I plan to keep it going.
Bypassing security protocols.
All right, Rhodes. Show us what you got.
I'm on it, Kelso. Should have this nut cracked in no time, thanks to
DZ
Isaac.
and open.
You really don't deserve
That's
this.
weird, Slump. If you're able to get any kind of footage of it, I would absolutely recommend putting that on the bug reporter. But I've not heard of that happening to anybody.
Serious trauma detected. Agent down.
Important note, it makes happening allows you to find a good work-life balance. How can help you or us if you burn out? Yeah. I mean, I still have a lot of room to grow in that area. There's been some, I'd say the last year has been quite busy, and it's only going to get busier with all the stuff they're coming out with, but working on doing my best to not go to the point of exhaustion, you know. But none of it would be possible if y'all didn't watch and support in the ways that you do, so. As I always say, more appreciated than I can describe. Oh shoot. Okay, going for another melee. When they don't move for a while, I'm like, enough of that.
Scan results. Files found.
Good stuff.
1. Playing audio file.
Good man, your videos are always a highlight on my feed. Thank you.
He wiped the servers.
Thank you, Evan.
There's nothing there.
Then we need to get moving and get a hold of Parnell.
Matt, the Stranded Tanker one came out before one Endgame released, so that was at the time when you had to own Warlords to participate in seasons. But the following update from that is when they switched to the model of everyone can do seasons even if they own no DLCs. So that's why we've seen no DLC content usage since then.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Judge? Please tell me you left your radio on. I'm here. You still got this under control, right?
Respect to everyone that makes kind of an extreme job for me.
I'm on my way to you now. The division won't be far behind. Get ready.
He's running
Yeah,
scared.
no, Blighty, I mean, as with, I think, many other things in life, right? It's... Well, yeah, I agree with you, is what I'm getting at. There are wonderful, wonderful benefits to being able to do something like this as frequently as I do, but as with many things in life, you're still putting in a lot of hours and a lot of work. But I love it, so I'm very, very fortunate. Are you playing with viewers today? Yes. Currently we're in escalation with a group that we pulled from stream. Rave, so sorry that I missed your comment a moment ago. What's up? Been watching your YouTube videos the last 2 days, PvP build videos. Got back into Div 2 in March. Thank you for the videos and builds. They've helped greatly. You're very welcome. I'm so glad that you've been enjoying them. And, fortunately enough, I don't know what your thoughts are on the current state of PvP, but we're finally going to get some PvP-focused updates in the next few months here, or at least in this year of content. They're finally putting resources back into that, so PvP should be improving. There'll be plenty more builds and videos on the way for that, but I'm so glad that you enjoyed the existing ones. Thank you for saying that and tuning into the stream here. Ooh, nice sledge over right there. Very nice, people. Matthew, hello to you. How you doing? Officer Lincoln, it is going wonderfully so far. How about yourself? Yeah, the New York missions and Brooklyn missions are
Still gonna get away though.
long, Rice.
You're
They
not
are.
the good guy, right? You're the one wading through blood while I'm trying to get to the truth.
Rogue agent detected.
Oh god, we got rogues. On tier 5. Hopefully we can handle it. Maddie, this is the build right here. Hoga, I don't know if he was the very first to post it out, but yes, I certainly did not come up with this myself. This has been kind of the meta escalation DPS build that everyone's running. 4 Striker, Hollow Man, Contractors, or 1 Cheska. Vigilance is better? I don't know. I'm happy with the Striker pack. I don't think I would swap for Vigilance personally. Not having done any of the math calculations just from a mechanical standpoint. Is this going to lock us out of there? Oh, it is. That's brutal. Okay, well. Team, good luck. We're going to try our best.
Hostile shock trap detected. Hostile airburst seeker mine detected. Hostile incinerator turret detected. Hostile stinger hive detected.
This is something.
Hostile strike.
If it hadn't locked us out of that room, we'd have a better chance.
Agent down.
If we can just get one down to even the playing field.
Agent is joining your team. Hostile explosive trap detected.
Got that guy standing there looking at Darth. I hope this is something that they address in point 2 next week. Either making it so that rogues give you guaranteed protos, or just removing them entirely. They probably shouldn't be in escalations. Oh my goodness.
Hostile laser drone detected. An agent needs assistance.
No, I thought I was safe there.
Vital signs critical. Agent incapacitated.
That's a lot of skills over there.
Agent down. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Okay, there's only 3 left. I think we can do it.
An agent needs assistance.
Nice. Okay, one more coming up.
Vital signs critical.
Nice. Need ammo. I can't see him anywhere to go.
Agent down.
Nice, good stuff, people.
Rogue agent
Very well
eliminated.
done.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Keener, it's me. I need an evac. Send a helo to my location.
Sorry,
I
Theo.
think offering a weekly New York and Brooklyn project.
I can't keep cleaning up your
Yeah, 100%.
Keener,
Like, they don't need to make it mandatory, but there should at least be a project and an incentive to
You've got him cornered.
go do those things. Rocky, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Sorry, was very locked in trying not to die to rogues. But I appreciate it greatly. I've got the Lullaby on, and or the Sweet Dreams, same item, but I just use it for the one hits in escalation. As someone who is starting all the way from Div 1 for the story, is there seasonal content in Div 2 still available in the game? Cartman, the important stuff is you cannot technically go back and replay the entirety of old seasons. However, through the Legacy Manhunt system here, you can still go and play the main mission of each season, and by farming that, you can get all of the lore collectibles. So lore-wise, you can get everything that is relevant to all past seasons, even if you even if you can't necessarily play the entire flow that was there. But I commend you from starting from Div 1. Most people, I don't think, have the patience to go through 2 full games, but it is a fun journey. I hope you enjoy it.
DZ turrets compromised.
Apparently, he's still got a few tricks up his sleeve. We tracked his watch to the park nearby.
Turret's down.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
We're getting a good number of drops this run. No contractors yet, but... Don't think I need R&K knee pads. Don't need that. Just wondering, is there a time limit for the Ronins? Got some to spawn yesterday in mid-fight. They despawn. Milk, I don't know definitively the answer to that, but it does seem like there's some kind of, you know, the equivalent to like an enrage timer, where if you're just fighting them on and on, they eventually despawn. But I'm afraid that was never like communicated in any patch notes, and there's no like concrete info on it. I'm sorry.
Identification confirmed. Agent Theo Parnell. Error. Multiple signatures detected.
What the hell?
Yes, Rogue
How
Demon,
many
there
things
is the
does he
daily
have?
rotation.
When you can't trust anything,
So you can't
shoot
go and select
everything.
your own target, like
It's
Countdown
right
or
in your
Summits, but you have the daily options to go through. Oh, I saw him move. Yeah, this is going to be brutal. You get hit once by a sniper and you're done. Don't know why I'm using my pistol, but... I actually don't think this part will be too bad, as long as you go slow. I mean, at least to tier 5. I'm sure, like, tier 10 to be a different story, but... The ad spawns are not so oppressive that you're getting, like, overwhelmed. You just can't overextend yourself and get caught in the open.
System malfunctioning. Serious trauma detected.
Unless this is a classic moment where I just jinxed us.
System restored. System curtailed. assistance. System back online. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Dang it. I tried to pull out my primary and went to my pistol. Alright, I lied. It is tough. I'm sorry, game. I shouldn't have doubted your difficulty. Don't kill us.
Rogue agent detected.
Oh, there he is.
Vital signs critical.
Agent Huntsman, what's up? Passing by to say hi. Been a sub for a long while. Never got a chance to watch your live stream. Or live stream while live. Hope you had an amazing day. Just want to say true. Oh. Huntsman, that's very, very kind of you to say. You're more than welcome. I sincerely appreciate you watching all the videos, and that's truly very, very wonderful to hear that it's had that impact. Thank you so much. Fears he's always watching and listening. You say it's not hard enough. Yeah, he turns it up just to spite people. Do we know which one it is? No, it's gone again. Dang, we've been in here for 34 minutes. I guess it is a long mission. Oh. Oh. He's right above. That's my bad, people.
Agent out of action.
That's my bad. Thank you, Espresso. There we go. How do you revive you so fast? The Birdie's Quick Fix Pack Exotic. It's a backpack that increases revive time by like 90% and gives you some other bonuses for reviving people. So he's running a support build. Dang, this part just takes forever when you're dealing less damage, huh? Yeah, it's pretty fun. I can show you it as soon as we're done with this run. You can either farm it from Kelso's manhunt mission at Roosevelt Island, or you can get the blueprint from Black Tusk Retaliations. For Keener. Justice for Keener. I just want them to use him again. I don't really care what the story is. I just want him to do something. Like, my whole idea was, I mean, I thought they should have put him in a cell at the end of Warlords instead of killing him. But then, like, have a cutscene or dialogue with him once a season. Like, get his advice on stuff. We don't have to agree with him, but clearly he's got a lot of intel and knowledge. No, I was trying to pick that up. And I still didn't get it. I hit collect on that twice. Now it's out of spite. There we go. Livid, no worries. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. Appreciate you coming by as always.
Serious trauma detected.
Alright, can Theo come down here already? I'd like to shoot him in the face and not through a window. Where can you see the weak point on that one? You have to go behind it? I'll get it, guys. You stay there. Oh yeah, you gotta go on the side. Pop that out. I think we all truly mean it when we say that Kinder did nothing wrong. I don't know about nothing wrong, but he certainly has made some points. Really getting caught up by these decoys here. Keener's innocent. I mean, he did kill a lot of people that may or may not have deserved it.
Malfunctioning. System reactivated.
Is Theo out or is it just holograms? Can't tell. There he is. This is it. Nice stuff, people. Yeah, that was a long mission. Good lord. Donkey, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful, fabulous rest of your day. Current shade exposed is goated for escalation. Why is that? I heard a rumor that Kelso won't be in Div 3 because Kelso had to go. Could be true. Could be true. We got regular contractors, just not proto contractors. Alright, I'm taking us back to DC. That was too long to run again. RG, you're quickly becoming my favorite lunchtime hangout. Appreciate the content. Moose Dog, I appreciate you. Thanks for sharing any of your time with us. You've now made me hungry for my own lunch that I will get to devour in a little bit. I hope you're having a good day so far. How can you tell what the prototype or what prototype gear drops from the mission? Is it the same as the normal targeted loot? Yes. Yeah, so whatever the daily allocation is for that mission, CW, that's what
Safe area.
you'll get targeted proto drops in. That doesn't mean that you can't get proto drops of something else. It's just the same way as targeted works, where more often your drops will be of that specific thing.
An agent is no longer in your group.
Well, let's see how far are we in. I kind of want to run a few conflict games. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I think that was probably all for the escalation fix for now. Darth, Espresso, Nissan, thank you all very much for jumping in. That was a good run. We survived rogues. We did tombs. Good stuff.
You have left.
I think I'm going to grab one more event squad spawn. And see if we can get a conflict pri objective and then run one or two conflict games before we go. Fill my spot. I think we're going to run something else than escalation, Darth, but that was very successful. Thanks for jumping in. We got to do it sometime again soon. Thank you so much, Huntsman. Once again, I really appreciate the kind words. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope to see you around again soon. Give me the keys. Give me all the keys. Oh, we already have another Ronin next? Nice. So we'll hit a conflict game, maybe back out, get the spawn again, and then do it again. What was my prio? Southwest? Go do that. Combat. They hit me with an arrow. Sounds good, Chris. That was the most tedious mission on escalation I've done with the rogue spawning in. Yeah, I mean, on some of those Brooklyn and Warlords missions, on higher tiers, like the hour timer is not always a joke.
Detected. Nearby location.
You gotta lock in.
Guarded by hostiles. Detecting additional
I was Aikido. I was really like this close to doing a Skyrim arrow to the knee joke, but I decided against it. Okay. Come on, give me an exotic reward. Conflict, perfect. Swap outfits for conflict. So it's always about the fashion. Oh, I forget who it was, but did that one person still want to see birdies? If so, this is it. It's pretty fun. What's up, Joel? Quick question. Were you lagging after the recent update at all with the Blossom event? Lagging? I don't know. I've definitely had a higher number of disconnects in the past few weeks. And like where the server stalls out and you just have to restart your game. That's happened to me a few times for sure. Haven't taken off the 10-year hoodie since I got it. It is a good one. They cooked with that. I'm on PC. Haven't been able to play in like 3 days. Are you, any chance you're on Linux? Or are you just on standard Windows setup? Standard. I'm not sure then, Joel. I'm sorry. You can always try reaching out to Ubisoft support and letting them know what's going on and seeing if they can offer any troubleshooting. You can also go to the bug reporter and see if anyone has listed something similar. If so, you can contribute evidence and upvote to try and get more visibility on it. If you type in !bug in the chat, you'll get a link directly to that. But I'm not sure. I don't play on PC personally, so I don't have a ton of personal knowledge or experience on that. You think we're getting PvP fixes soon? Some point in year 8. It has been confirmed. We did a video on it the other day, but hopefully soon, yeah. Yeah, Joel, Paul just pulled it up in the chat there. But I would definitely search that board to see if anyone has put up something similar. And if not, then reach out to UB support. Are there any other auto pistols besides the Tempest? No. Unfortunately, that's the only one. What are your thoughts on core strength builds in PvP? Too strong, needs nerf. But no, it's very strong. It's kind of dominating a lot of things right now.
Defeat the enemy before your reinforcements are spent.
On Tuesday, I mean, we got no idea. I'd be over the moon if we got some PvP stuff on Tuesday, but all we know is that at some point during year 8, they're going to release PvP stuff. That could be Tuesday, that could be early 2027. We just don't know. Oh, there's one guy.
Hostile Stinger hive detected. An agent needs assistance.
Oh, hello. Was not expecting someone to jump up right behind me like that. He's getting res. I'm going to jump. So I'm also getting sniped at.
System.
Hopefully the sniper's not still watching.
System restored. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Well, how about that, Chad? How did we survive through that?
Priority
No problem, Joel.
objective available, Agent.
I want Division 3 sooner than later.
Hostile.
I would like
Explosive
Division 3
detected.
whenever it's ready to release. I don't want them to be rushed and have a lot of issues at launch. But as soon as it's ready, I hope they release it.
System malfunctioning. System activated.
Right, well, I talked about in my recent PvP video how broken it is that there's no radar in here. Look, he has no idea that I'm over here. And I'll do it again. So you can just hide in corners and nobody knows that you're there.
Boost about to activate. Agent down. Boost now active.
I really want that kit right there, but he's now locked it down with the hive.
An agent needs assistance.
I have my Stack Broker camos, but not my Lexington.
System curtailed.
I would say that's probably a UB support thing to reach out to them about. I'm not sure. Did you used to have them? Like they disappeared?
Allies are acquiring the boost.
Or you never did?
The boost has been taken by allies.
The enemy can't
Once
keep
again,
up.
he had no idea I was there.
Left.
Because this is broken.
An agent needs assistance.
I see you right there.
Hostile explosive seeker mine.
Always one shot. But, I mean, if they fix spawns and they gave conflict a radar and they balance things out, I mean, hell, I would love a new map, but I don't even need it at that point. I feel like conflict would just be so much more fun if those three things came into play. Ninja Rogue. Love to see crossplay sooner rather than later. Yeah, crossplay for sure. It'd be wonderful if they get that in ASAP. Again, it's another thing where we don't we don't want it rushed and then having tons of issues, so I hope obviously they take the time that's needed for it. And that's what Alex has alluded to online. He's like, yeah, we will release it as soon as it's in the proper state to release,
Agent
but
down.
hopefully soon.
Agent down.
I'm sending you a specialization supply drop.
Revive, maybe? Fellas? Thank you. That's tragic.
An agent needs assistance. System reactivated.
GG's.
You won. Well done.
Crossplay also requires working with the network owners. Oh yeah, I mean it's a big undertaking. That's why they haven't done it sooner than year 8, you know. And I think almost everyone can agree that we just want it to be done with good quality. Hopefully it doesn't bring with it a bunch of issues. Ten and 0. I'll take it. What's your conflict build? I'll show you right now. I'll show you the breakdown, but if you want a more in-depth look, you can also type in !build, and there's a conflict section in that video that it will link you to that has this exact build broken down.
Safe area.
So this is it right here, 4-piece Umbra with the chest piece, Tinkerer mask using measured and streamline on an AK, and vigilance on my backpack. It's quite good. What kind of build would you recommend to a noob? I've only been playing for 2 weeks. Feel like I'd be more comfortable with a build that can take a hit. Right now I'm playing with Pestilence and Tipping Skills. Feel too squishy for the higher difficulties. A build that can take a hit. I would potentially look into something like Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker is a set that a lot of people... I don't specifically have a build like the one I'm describing that I could link you to, but there are plenty of them on YouTube you can look up, where you can build Heartbreaker to have some blue cores and have some armor, and then as you pulse and damage enemies, it gives you both damage and bonus armor. So you're building up both defensive and offensive stacks. So I would recommend looking up like a Heartbreaker tank build on here, or even kind of a hybrid between damage and full tank, and I think you would enjoy something like that. Or at least that would be my recommendation. There's the Ronin. Dang, none of those guys dropped a key. It's a shame. Dang. I just need to live long enough to grab the key. Ideally. Why you all have to shoot me? Are you really all on the same team here? I see you down there. Dang, so many ads. I'm just gonna get my key. Get me out of here. That's fine. You can kill me.
Hostile control point detected.
I was honestly surprised they're still doing it for Div 2. Yeah, but I mean, it also speaks to the amount of growth and success the game has seen in the last year. Brooklyn really kickstarted something that I think truly enabled us to now get stuff like crossplay and like the DLC and survivors and everything. Had to get the backpack apparel with the watches. Yeah, it's just a store exclusive, unfortunately. So you just have to wait for it to come into rotation Viking. Any changes to Slayer 4.0? Yes. Unfortunately, like right after I put out the 4.0 video, they came out with unit alloys, which made it even better. So this is the current look. If you want the full breakdown, it is included in the video that's linked if you type in !build that Demarsh had right above your comment. There's a Dark Zone section in that video that covers this exact loadout. But I just swapped the holster for the salvo and the backpack for a unit alloys one that has vigilance. Otherwise, everything is the same. So pretty similar, just a change in brands. Anyone know about crossplay? Currently on PS4, have an Xbox Series X. Will crossplay allows to give our characters? So Reaper, unfortunately, it is just crossplay and not cross progression. So you will be able to now play with someone on any platform, but if you have progress on, for example, your PlayStation, you're not going to be able to carry that over to Xbox, I'm afraid. It is just crossplay. What did we just pick up here? E-Small. Which is where I just was, but we can go do this.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
Yeah, I mean, the only good thing is, I mean, I guess it's not really a good thing, but silver lining is that if you already are very familiar with the game on one platform, you can obviously use one of the character skips if you end up buying Warlords or Brooklyn to just kind of get you to the end game and get you gearing up faster, since you don't need to start from the beginning for story or for game learning purposes. But yeah, it is definitely unfortunate that we can't have cross save. I would use it myself. I'd probably start playing on PC a lot more, but I'm on Xbox since this is where I started in 2019. Very difficult with old games. Yeah, that's pretty much what they said on the Year 8 stream. They're like, crossplay is one thing. We weren't able to do it for a long time, but we finally have the resources to do it. But cross save is another beast that they are not able to commit to. Got that done. PvP medium. Oh, I was hoping it'd be conflict. I'm gonna do one more conflict game crew, and then we'll probably call it there. Well, DC South. Maybe let's do a key run. Maybe let's do a key run. A key run. Component run. There we go. I need that build.
Granted.
This is it right here. All prototype, so that's where a lot of the power is coming from. But Force Striker, Contractors, Hollow Man, Frenzy LMG. It's a very, very meta escalation loadout you'll see online right now.
Now entering an invaded dog zone.
Sounds good, Blindy. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your night. Are there any good rifle builds right now? I see everyone playing with those assault rifles or LMGs. A lot of people enjoy using the 1886 with Determined, if you're into like a one-tap build. It's not like meta, but I still think aces and eights with any of the rifles that they made automatic is pretty fun. But I don't know if there's any that are like currently top tier. I don't know how the older consoles are still holding up. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if at some point they start doing... Because, like, I remember with Destiny 1 back in the day, I think it was the last expansion, Rise of Iron, they're like, yeah, we're no longer updating last gen. You can still play the game as it was there, but you don't get the new expansion. Like, at a certain point, it's just so hard to develop backwards for those. But Div 2 is still doing it somehow. From what I've heard, people on last gen run into a lot of, like, invisible walls, and the game will sometimes fail to, like, not fail, but just be behind in loading. Like, I don't know how they make that work with the quick step. The issue that Division 1 had back in the day on last gen was that they couldn't give Banshee movement speed because the game wouldn't load fast enough. So maybe they just found a technical workaround, but when you're running that fast, like the streaming data that is required just, I think, puts a lot of strain on your system.
Weapons free.
Detecting additional hostile contact.
Just joined to the slaughter of those NPCs. Yeah, no problem, Doc. Yeah, prototype gear, when used outside of escalation, certainly makes stuff way, way easier.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
Eat this!
Do you think next gen consoles will go toe to toe with PC? Like the upcoming gen, not the current one? I mean, I don't think they ever really can if you're talking about like high-end PCs, because then it just comes down to a cost issue. Like getting a PC that can run 4K 120 or 1440 180. Like there's a certain amount of money that you need for the components for that, and if they make a console do that, then it's going to cost just as much as a PC, right?
Mark cleared.
So I don't know if they'll ever go toe to toe with like really well-made PCs, but they might start moving into like having them be mid-range or mid to low range PCs. I think that's kind of where the current gen is at. Like a Series X or a PS5 Pro, maybe more applicably, is a decent little machine, but it's probably comparable to like maybe a high low or a low medium PC. But I mean, you know, I feel like for something that came out in 2020, because I play on the Series X, like to be able to play 4K 60 frames on Div 2, that's not too bad. Like the game looks beautiful, runs quite smoothly. Sometimes I'll get frame dips, but I don't know.
Exiting invaded dark zone.
At the same time, how they just evaporated into thin air. Yeah, well, in the DZ, odds are scaled to challenging difficulty, so if you have a pretty good build, it melts. At least 120 hertz. Well, so these ones now, like my Series X can do 120, but it lowers the resolution to 1080, and it's only on games that support it. So like whenever I jump on to play For Honor, I can do 1080 120, but on Div 2, that's not an option. Lately, DZ has been unplayable. A dude running around who could not be killed. 5 levels. Yeah. Unfortunately, DZ is in not the best place right now. They're working on updates for it, including anti-cheat and balancing, and so I really hope that those things are effective and come soon, but until then, I agree it's in a bit of a rough spot. Got to save some features for Div 3, so excited. Yeah, I mean, Div 3, off the bat, it'll have crossplay and cross-save. It'll be next-gen exclusive, or at least current-gen exclusive, if we're not by the next-gen at that point, who knows. Yeah. My hopes are high. We will see. Alright, we're going to run one more conflict game before we sign off, just for fun. It is also still the conflict event, so we're getting good caches out of that. In order to play cross-play on the game, you can use Ubisoft Connect, right? I'm not sure 100% what you mean, Viking. Are you saying once they add crossplay, or like currently? This guy's using the Agitator. Agitator and Invisible Hand with core strength. Oh, and a swap thing. That's probably pretty good. That's some crazy rate of fire. Cavalier with Catalyst. All right. All right. Curious. Oh, we got Domination. Very nice. once they add it. We don't really have any information on how it's going to work on a technical side, Viking. So I don't know. But again, crossplay only entails playing with, like, all platformers will be connected in-game. If you want to play with your friend on PC, you can do that, but you're not going to be able to take a character that you have on Xbox and go play on PlayStation or something like that. It is only crossplay, not cross-save. Alright, one last game. Let's make it a good one.
Capture and hold more points than the enemy.
Not a problem, Viking.
The objectives are about to come online. Ready yourselves.
What's going on, Cuddles?
Hostile defender drone detected.
See him going into mid.
Hostile striker drone detected.
Domination points online and ready for capture.
You don't get to take that so easily. Come on now. Three of them died. No one got home spawns on either team. That's kind of funny.
Point Bravo is now held by your team.
I'm gonna see if I can do a little...
Point Charlie has been captured by the enemy.
do a little flank.
Agent down.
Point Alpha is
Oh shoot, if I had shot sooner I would have had him.
Hostile Stinger Hive detected.
That guy just did not know where I was.
Point Bravo is being held by your squad.
Oh, we have a healer? That's nice.
Boost.
Well,
About to come online.
you know, no offense to this team, but you seem like they might not be the
Hostile
most pro.
striker
Two of them are
drone
rank 100.
detected.
I don't know.
Boost online. Hostile defender drone detected. A new agent is joining your team.
Demarsh, I hope I didn't miss you, man. Thank you very much for being here as always. Take care, my guy. Hikaru, thank you very much for the prime. That's very kind of you. Appreciate the support. Cookie dough, what's in the next title update? We don't know the full list of stuff yet. Obviously, there will be some degree of fixes and additions like we normally get. But the notable addition is that come Tuesday, we're getting the next classified assignment. So if you bought the season pass or if you buy them individually, there'll be a new mission to run. But hopefully, I would assume there'll be some escalation changes, maybe like rogues in there, probably the Manny voice line fix, some other stuff. We'll have to wait and see on Monday when we get the patch notes.
Hostile Stinger Hive detected.
Point Charlie is being held by your squad.
Sounds good, friend Rear.
3 points ahead.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Was able to finish the 7 with the team. No protos, just meta striker. Nice. Yeah, we did a tier 5 tombs run a little bit earlier. but that was the only one we did. Well, safe to say I think this match is a little bit
They've sent the
imbalanced.
specialization supply drop your way. If the enemy doesn't turn this around, they'll be pulled out.
Started playing Conflict for the first time last night for the XP, and it's rough.
To exit.
I mean, if you know how to build it, you know how to kind of work around the rules it has, you can certainly frag out. But yeah, it's in need of some improvements, and that's why they're working on PvP stuff this year.
The specialization supply drop is in friendly hands. You're winning. Keep going.
What are you running on your gun? Fishing, I've got the Tinkerer for 2 talents, and I have Streamline and Measured. Oh, I wanted to flamethrower some people. Did I hear a Manny fix? I'm just guessing, Duck. That's not confirmed, but I think that's been one of the more prevalent ones in the last few weeks, and I would imagine they would give it a good amount of priority, and it probably wouldn't be too hard to fix, but that is all guesswork on my part. We shall wait and see. Reaper coming in with the 5 on YouTube. Thank you so much. Said keep it up, love the content. That's very kind of you, my friend. Thank you for the love. I would say that is a pretty fitting end to the stream right there, huh? 2 Conflict wins. Thank you very much, Reaper. Back what I miss? Chris, you missed everything, and now I'm signing off. Because I'm mad at you. I can't believe you. Yeah, sorry, we are about to sign off. But at least you made it back for that.
Safe area entered.
Let's see if we got any exotics out of those caches. Oh, and we can actually, we'll go crack open our event caches real quick with the keys that we got. Is the Tinkerer still available? Yeah. You can either get it from the Potomac Event Center Manhunt variant mission, or you can farm the Blueprint in Black Tusk Retaliations. What's wrong with Manny? He will, he finally snapped. Yeah, exactly what Brad said. Sometimes if you get into a certain, like, gameplay condition, he'll just keep saying the retaliation line. Like, X faction has invaded X zone. Just on and on and on. I still argue it's not as bad as the Kelso had to go one, because at least these have a little bit of variability in what he's exactly saying, but yeah, it's annoying nonetheless. All right, let's do it. Let's spend our keys. Oh, wait, now I have to get the squad again. Because our 10 minutes is up. Hang on. Nice drip. Thank you, Graham. Appreciate it. Stand right there and get all the other ones down. Ow.
Serious trauma
Okay.
detected.
Spoke too soon.
Agent down.
How's conflict going? We won both of our games. They were pretty good. Any keys? Any keys? I see one key. Two keys? Two keys. Very nice.
Enemy on our flank.
Now we will go to the base. Oh, Manny is a mana target soon. Poor Manny. Trying to hold everything together. Everybody hates him. He's just trying his best.
Just had to clear my throat.
How many? Oh, I need to delete stuff. Alright, we got 10 keys. Let's see what we get. At this point, I would just like exotics mostly. Give me components. There's one. Hunter killer. On some min. First sight. Come on. Nope. Give me some exotics. Exotics. 2 exotics. That was about the only notable thing. I will take the 2 additional components. Are you still running the... yes, Midnight. It is this build right here. That's got AK with Measured and Streamline, Tinkerer, Vigilance on the backpack, and 4 Umbra. Got 100 keys at the moment, dang. You got a bunch. GC, it's really just because I think the AK feels pretty good with Measured, and I think it gives me a lot of damage, but certainly you don't have to use it. There's a bunch of other ARs that are plenty good. Entirely personal preference. And welcome to the game if you're new. Glad you're trying out PvP. A lot of people don't even dare to, so hope you continue to like it. Folks, that's where we're going to call it today. I greatly appreciate you all tuning in and hanging out as always. We had some good discussions earlier about the technical side of the game, about Heartland, about Div 3. It was a good time. Appreciate you all as always. I will have some videos coming out before next week, of course. But stay tuned for Monday, where we should be getting the patch notes for Year 8 Season 1.2. And then on Tuesday, we will dive into the new patch. We'll check out the new classified assignment. And, yeah, we'll keep on rolling as we always do. Thank you all. Midnight, thanks. Akito, thank you as always. Chester. AG, appreciate you. Matthew, you as well. Thanks so much. Graham, I will see you all back very soon. Until then, folks, Rogue Gold out.